today we're going to be demonstrating how to use the Tombow mono eraser and a kneaded eraser to do detailing and as well as bringing in some highlights and other things in pieces such as graphite and other things. And as you can see here, what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking that Tombow mono eraser and I'm going in and I'm defining the separations and the sections on the shell. After I've went in and put down a light layer of graphite over the entire thing, I've got lines marking out where they need to go, and I'm continuing to look over and check my reference photo to make sure that I'm putting them in the correct spots. But I'm just using that Tombow mono eraser to kind of go in there, to define those areas where the sections of the shells are, putting in some highlights in there, using it to do some detailing. Again, going back onto that turtle shell, putting some more detail on that turtle shell, redefining some of the highlights on the shell, putting in some more of the sections. Again, just continuing to use that mono eraser and a brush or that hasn't been used for anything, or you can use one of those eraser brushes like you can buy for drafting to sweep off the dust from the eraser. You do never want to use your hand to do that, because then you'll smudge everything as you're trying to wipe away the eraser sheddings. Again, now going into that, and now here I've switched over to the kneaded eraser, and I had it rolled into a ball from when I used it to make all of the little light circles in the water around the turtle. And now I'm just using it, I've got it rolled up into a point on one side, and I'm just using it to kind of gently go in there and remove some of the graphite in some areas to lighten them up. And then you saw I just used that Tombow mono eraser again to go in and put that white little highlight in the turtle's eye. You can go in using that mono eraser to go in there and put those highlights in, put in some detailing with the mono eraser. Going into the sections of the shells to put some brighter highlights in certain areas of the shell. Putting in some of that detail work using that mono eraser. And again, that's a Tombow mono eraser. You can find these on Amazon and other art supply stores such as Dick Blick. Again, just continuing to use that mono eraser to put some detailing into the sections of those on the shell. And going in and putting in the highlights, lightening up some areas that needed to be a little bit lighter, using it to define some of the sections, the little spots on the fins. And I just switch back and forth between the Tombow mono eraser for when I need to get into to do some really fine detailing into some small areas, and then I'll switch over to the kneaded eraser for doing larger areas, or to use it to dab areas to just remove a little bit of the graphite to just lighten it up. Again, using that Tombow mono eraser, just put some specks of light in there, and then now I'm using it to go in and put some streaks of light coming down. And then there you have it. That is one of the ways you can use a Tombow mono eraser and a kneaded eraser to do certain effects and highlight.